All right, here you go. There you go. You can hear me now. So, what I was basically saying is I'm not going to be here but for so long. Really quick. Just wanted to do something really fast, man, just to talk a little bit about Antonio Brown. So, give me a quick second here and we'll go ahead and get it started. Quick second here. All right. So, let's talk for a minute, man. Let me see what you guys got going on here. And welcome to everybody who's in here already. Not going to take any calls tonight, man. Like I said, this is just going to be a quick in and out, quick, fast, and then a hairy type of situation. What I'm looking into as well, guys, as soon as Tuesday, you may have an opportunity where you'll be able to call in, and I can put you guys in queue and things like that. So on Terrible Towel Tuesday, I think we're going to have a new process. We're going to go away from Skype. I'm going to have a phone number available where you can call in. I can queue you up, and I think that'll be a little more effective. I'll just allow guys to call in, give their thoughts. Maybe we can get more of you guys to participate that way, since it will no longer be via Skype. So I'm probably going to be looking for that this coming Tuesday, and we'll get that process going. So basically, guys, what I want to talk about here really quick, man. How you doing, Lawrence? Holcomb, he says he's a first timer. I appreciate that, man. Every Tuesday, on Tuesdays, I do what's called Terrible Towel Tuesday, where I do a reflection of the Steelers. During the season, I talk about, the game. I reflect on the game. I show all 22 footage. I also do a post-game show. But now, since it's the off season, I think I want to start implementing some more things, man, around the Steelers. Start doing a little more of this, maybe 3 times a week. We just drop in and give our quick thoughts on what's going on during the week, especially since we got a lot going on now with the combine, wrapping up. Free agency is coming, so I think I'm going to take this in a slightly different direction. I might even, anticipate putting this on its own channel. We'll see how all of that goes, but I definitely want to start doing more things and have it more focused on just still a talk and not it just having to be on Tuesday, because most people know me now for Terrible Towel Tuesday. So we're probably gonna get into a quick rebrand and things like that. So I'll tell you guys all about that on this coming Tuesday. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about Antonio Brown, man. Man. How you guys feel about Antonio Brown breaking his silence and what he had to say? Give my quick thoughts, man. What's up, Lawrence? Yeah, you can donate, man. You can donate right down in the bottom. If you're in the chat section, it's right at the bottom. You see a smiley face, you see a dollar sign. That's where you'll be able to donate. Kenyon, you're probably asking about why as far as the channel. I don't know. I might keep the channel the same, man, but I definitely want to rebrand as far as this whole Steeler thing. And maybe some of you guys can help me out with the name, because what I want to do, I don't want it to just be Terrible Towel Tuesday, right? I want Terrible Towel Tuesday to be Tuesday's segment. But, on any other day, like days like tonight, when I decide to just do a show, if I get into a point where I'm doing, some type of stream 3 times a week, it can't be called Terrible Towel Tuesday. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I need to brand it. I need to give it a name, like the site that I watch all the time or listen to all the time, the Steelers Depot. Steelers Depot is basically the brand name. And then they have different variations of things they do, like they do the Terrible Podcast. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying about that, Kenyon. But as far as the channel, I'll probably keep it on the channel. And, we'll see how that goes. Okay, you said you were talking about AB. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, man. I'm going to talk about it really quick. Then we'll be up out of here. I listened to the interview he did with Jeff Darlington. I haven't watched the full, part that he did on the shop, with LeBron's, with his thing. I will speak on the LeBron thing really quick, though. I'm going to be really brief with that because, again, I didn't watch the whole thing. Here are my thoughts on that. I don't think it represents Antonio Brown in the best light in that format. The reason why I'm saying that is, again, we have to always realize you're dealing with a business, okay? You're supposed to be yourself. Be yourself at all times. I'm myself at all times. But when I'm at work, I conduct myself a certain way. I'm still me. My integrity is there. but I'm not going to use certain language and things of that nature. And I think the shop might, excuse me, the shop might put a dent in the message he's trying to convey because of the language he's using. You know what I'm saying? It's offensive to some people. And I just feel like in that setting, you know, you got Meek Mill is there, Jamie Foxx, you know, I think 2 Chainz was there, and you know, nothing against these guys, but I just think the narrative that they were trying to paint on the show, which I agree with some of what Antonio Brown was saying, but I just don't think it was represented in the best light. You know, speaking of that way, I think you should have just stuck with the interview you did with Jeff Darlington, okay? Because you have to remember, Antonio Brown, you're trying to get traded. You're auditioning for other teams. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you got to be mindful of how you're talking. That's number one. Number two, let's get into the Jeff Darlington thing. It's hard to believe some of the things that Antonio Brown is saying happen the way he's saying it. What I do believe and what I feel like the most important thing I took from what Antonio Brown is saying is Ben Roethlisberger. I believe a lot of what he said about Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger is not a great leader. This is not the first time we've heard that Roethlisberger doesn't, you know, necessarily work out with people in the offseason. This ain't the first time we heard that. Again, we got to think back to what Emmanuel Sanders said. And Emmanuel Sanders wasn't even throwing any shade his way. He basically just said, nah, Peyton Manning is a better leader, et cetera, better relationship. But what was clear to me is that Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger don't have the best relationship. He said as much. I do believe that. What was clear to me as well is Antonio Brown's biggest beef is with Ben Roethlisberger and Kevin Colbert. He didn't necessarily like the way Kevin Colbert, you know, said the kids thing, and I think he took that a little too literally, in my opinion. Okay, I think Colbert clearly wasn't calling them kids in that sense, but what he did do, like I said on Tuesday, Kevin Colbert did illuminate the fact that Roethlisberger is the guy. So I'm not going to sit here and act like that Roethlisberger doesn't get special treatment. I'm sure he does. He also said something that was very telling about how, you know, he heard from other people that certain things that the coach was or did to him or was instructed to do to him came from upper management. He also talked about how guys didn't, you know, meet his family and, you know, have a real personal connection with him, et cetera, et cetera. Now, listen, I understand what Antonio Brown is saying, but I don't think that's unusual either in a professional sport. You know, whereas we heard how Dan Rooney used to run things, you know, you saw how close he was with Ike Taylor, you know, but who knows? We don't know if AR2 is that type of guy. I'm sure he's a good businessman and a good owner, but I don't know if he builds a personal relationship like that. Do you think Bill Belichick has a personal relationship with everybody on his team to that degree that Antonio Brown was talking about? Probably not. But again, I'm not going to beat up Antonio Brown for that. I just feel like the way that Antonio Brown is trying to paint the picture, I think there's too many holes in the story because of his own actions. You know, he kept talking about integrity and things of that nature, but let's not forget the things that you've done since you've been a Pittsburgh Steeler. So it's kind of like, you know, on one hand you're making a point, but on the other hand you've done exactly what you're saying you wouldn't want somebody else to do. And then the thing he said about Tomlin, man, about week 17. I refuse to believe that Mike Tomlin told him to go home in that sense. I refuse to believe that. Do I know Mike Tomlin? No. Do I know Antonio Brown? No. But I refuse to believe that the man told him to go home in the nature in which he said he told him to go home. No way. What benefit would it have been for Mike Tomlin to act like he didn't want Antonio Brown to play in week 17? I don't believe that for one bit. But again, Antonio Brown has to say it to make himself look good, just like anyone else would give their side of a story. None of us know the truth. I'm just giving my thoughts off of what I'm hearing. Okay? I don't know what went on in the office. I don't know what went on in the meetings. I don't know what went on during the weeks. I don't know what type of relationships a player has with the other player. I don't know what type of relationships they have with the coach. I have no idea. But I can give my opinion based off of what we were just told. And I just don't believe it went down that way, the way Antonio Brown tried to make it sound. So I just feel like at this point, man, it's cool that he told his side, but I don't think it does any good. I think at worst, the worst case scenario, I think it looks bad on both him and the Steelers' chances of getting with the trade value that they really want from him. Okay, reports are already coming out that the Steelers were wanting to get first round compensation and additional compensation, and there's a report coming out now. We don't know if it's true, but it's reports coming out saying that the Steelers have backed off of additional compensation and have they've lowered what they're wanting to just a first round pick. Because again, I think Antonio Brown has lowered his value. I think he has definitely lowered his value. I think some teams are going to look at this and the way he's handling this. Some teams, listen, we understand what type of world we live in, guys, and we understand who own the teams. Some teams are going to look at the way he's talking on the shop, and they're going to be turned off. It's just that simple. And here's another thing Antonio Brown said that I think is not good. The threatening of saying that he'll retire. He doesn't need the money and all of that. That's cool. I get what he was trying to say, but these words that he said when he said, listen, if they want to play and play by my rules, give me a call. Again, I think this is making it tough for the Steelers to be able to trade him. He's making demands and saying it's going to be my way or the highway. And I just feel like that's the wrong way of going about it, man. It's just, again, I ain't got no beef with Antonio Brown. Nor do I have beef with anybody in the Steelers organization. I don't know these people personally. I can only give my opinion based off of what I see. Okay, I do believe there's some truth to the matter of maybe the relationship wasn't as personal as Antonio Brown would want it to be within the organization, but I think a lot of players could probably say that. I do believe that Ben Roethlisberger gets special treatment. Yes, he does. I do believe that Ben Roethlisberger is not the greatest leader in the world. Yes, I do believe that. I do believe that Ben Roethlisberger probably never did work out with Antonio Brown in the offseason. Have we seen any of that? Have we heard any of that in the past? I believe that. But I don't believe that week 17 of year number 9 was the breaking point. You're not going to get me to believe that, AB. You can't tell me that that was the breaking point. Now, I got to go. I just have to go now. So, I just don't believe that part. I think it's way more to it. And I don't think that Antonio Brown said enough. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I was waiting to hear more from his side. What he did say didn't convince me. It just kind of made me feel like, oh, okay. He didn't say enough for me to raise an eyebrow, if y'all know what I'm saying. I was waiting to hear some stuff that would have made me say, oh, wow. I didn't know that happened. Oh, wow. Oh, word. That's how it gets. That's how they go. You know how it gets down or how it goes down in that office. He didn't say anything like that. So that's why I feel like he is more so padding his side of the story more than it's, truth there. Because, again, a lot of the stuff he was saying wasn't making him look the best. That's all I'm saying. So that's my quick thoughts, man. I didn't really want to hold that until Tuesday. I wanted to talk about it while I was hot and fresh. I'll come over here to the chat and see what you guys got to say really, really quick, and then we're going to be up out of here. Kenya says, Juju ran 87% of his routes out the slot. He absolutely did. What's up, Debbie? How you doing tonight? Debbie says, yeah, Kenya, they need a guy that can go down the field. What are the chances that the Steelers get a tight end and a wide receiver late, since that class is deep in the draft? Tight ends look decent. I think it's a good possibility of that going down. What else, guys? What else are you guys? You guys got any thoughts on the AB situation? Some of the stuff that you guys are saying in here now, we'll cover on Tuesday as far as our thoughts. Well, again, remember, Kenyon's going to come on Tuesday. We'll talk about the combine. Looks like DK Metcalf did his thing out there. McLaurin also did his thing. So we're going to get into all of that and speculation of who we think we might need to go after, who we might draft. We'll get into that on Tuesday. Tonight, I just want you guys to focus in on, give me your thoughts about the AB. If you haven't heard it already, then I understand. But if you've heard what he said in his interview with Jeff Darlington on ESPN, as well as if you saw what he said on the shop, I want to hear your thoughts on that real quick before I go. Yeah, Jerry Sherry Band says, AB, phone rings both ways. This is what I'm saying. To me, he just didn't say enough that made me feel like I need to be on his side. And again, I'm not on the Steelers side either. I'm just looking at it objectively. He didn't, come on. Some of the stuff that he was saying was like, come on, this works both ways, man. And what evidence have we seen of either trying to do what he was asking for. So, don't know. Come on, guys. Give me some thoughts, man. Give me some thoughts on the AB situation. If not, we'll wrap this up. And it's not like I'm trying to avoid what you guys are saying, but I want to save that for Tuesday. And tonight is just about this specific topic. Big Ben is getting a contract extension, and AB felt disrespected, so he reacted. Lawrence, that's a good point. And I think also, Juju's success might have had something to do with it. I can't say for sure, but again, why is it that all of a sudden year 9, everything has come to a head? You know what I mean? Just a little fishy. JJ Walker says, well, I mean, I can see some of the things he was saying as far as having a relationship with the owner and coaches. Yeah, I agree with that. JJ. I definitely do. Kenya says, no, I don't care about AB anymore, Sim. Laugh out loud. He didn't come up looking great, Sim. Yeah, hey, you're right. I'm a little past it as well. Caleb Long says, he lost me when he said I have no ego. Yes, Ben isn't the best leader, but he is who he is. He has 2 Super Bowls, and how wrong? What? And a wrong route was the tipping point. Is asinine. Okay, you said him saying running the wrong route is asinine. Yeah, so that's what he kept illuminating that on the shop. Now, however, I agree with AB there that Ben need to chill with calling him out. That's Antonio Brown. I agree with I agree with AB on that. You don't call that man out like that. Not AB. That's your guy. Y'all supposed to be the one to punch. You threw the interception. Eat that. Take the ownership. Talk about the route running behind the scenes. So I do agree with AB on that one. What else y'all got? I'm going to get out of here in a minute, man. Y Diggy says, so you mean to tell me that in 9 years, as he says, been in the office, not coming to his house and meeting his family, that now it's an issue? That's what I'm saying. AB just didn't convince me out of everything he said. Not saying I don't believe it. I'm just saying he didn't say enough to convince me. John Wesley Dean says, everybody know how Big Ben is. The Steelers going to mess around and get Antonio sent to New England Patriots for a 3rd round pick. Brady going to have 7 rings. Ain't going to happen. They're not sending him to New England. Kenyon says, AB been acting up for a while. Now it was an inevitable conclusion to the situation. Fully agree. All right, I'll read one more. I will read one more. One more comment about AB, then I'm going to get out of here. Again, this was just a quick pop in and pop out. Got to go spend some time with the lovely wife. All right, I'll read this last one here from 2Kid. He says, I think Fitz said it best. Grass ain't always green on the other side. Doesn't know how good he has it. Hasn't handled this right at all. Fully agree. I fully agree. One more. I will read this last one. Darius Carter says, since the end of the season, AB has done nothing but look for attention and take no blame for anything. Yeah, Ben has been a part, but come on, he bleached his mustache. Funny comment. You right. That's what I'm saying. I feel like AB ain't taking no accountability and no responsibility for anything. It's like I don't know, man. I just feel like if he was trying to get things off his chest, cool. If he was trying to convince us that his side of the story has more weight, he didn't. He just didn't say enough to me. And you could pick holes in some of the stuff he says. Granted, I'm not going to sit here and act like I understand everything. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what goes on in that building. I don't. I'm just saying, you didn't say enough to make me raise an eyebrow. And, you got to take some accountability as well. But it is what it is. So that's all we got for tonight, man. Again, just wanted to drop in, man. And I'm probably going to start doing this more often, man. More frequent, Steeler talk. And then, of course, Terrible Towel Tuesday will be its own segment. But like I said, this coming Tuesday, we're going to have a new format, man. I think I'm going to have a phone number available for you guys to actually call in. And we'll do some things like that. And, I'm getting some ideas. I just want to fill you out a little early. We'll see. I'll save what I was about to say until I see how many people are calling in, because we may have to do some things to prioritize, who's calling in. But let's go ahead and get out of here for now. Again, if you guys have it, man, if you enjoy the Steeler Talk, it's going to be a lot of it coming. Definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. I will not disappoint you in that regard. Also, if you're already subscribed, make sure you cut on your notifications so you are aware, like tonight, when I'm live or when a video has gone available. And the last thing, man, I always tell y'all guys, man, go ahead and do that for me right there. Hit that like button. Let's get them likes through the roof. Help your boy out and do that. But outside of that, man, hope you guys are having a great weekend. We are expecting snow here in my area tomorrow. So if you guys are caught up in that, be safe, be great. God bless. I'll see you guys Tuesday for Terrible Towel Tuesday. Peace. Peace again. All right, I'm really out. Catch y'all later, man.